After working with hundreds of human design charts, I've realized something most people don't really want to hear. And you don't actually need more human design. You don't need to go down the rabbit hole of endless YouTube videos. You actually need less, but the right parts of your chart. Because I know I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole and tried to understand every gate and channel and transit. You're still struggling? Guys, I have to tell you, you don't need to do that. There are only 4 things in your human design chart that actually matter when it comes to your messaging: what to say, how to say it, why people are going to feel you and be magnetized to you. And the last one is actually really, really special and awesome, if I do say so. And in clearing up why you feel scattered and are circling your purpose instead of owning it. If you're new here, I'm Rachel, and I help entrepreneurs use their human design to show up authentically, sell your genius, and actually have fun while you're doing it. On this channel, we talk things all about human design, messaging, identity, AI, all of the things. So let's dive into these 4 pieces of your chart that are really important to understand. Before we dive in, though, I want to be clear that I don't want you memorizing your chart. I don't think you need to be an expert. I don't think you need a certification. And you definitely don't actually have to fix yourself. What we're actually reaching for is more embodiment, actually being and living your design. And I'm going to show you how these 4 pieces, you can actually live them, right? So the first one is your type. This is one of the 5 types, the aura around you. This tells people what you're here to say. It's like your messaging entering the room. Some people are meant to respond and be conversational and show up enthusiastic. Gens and Mani-Gens, I'm talking to you. If you're not excited and lit up to talk about whatever your work is, I implore you to take a look at why that is, because the more that you are obsessed with your work in the best way possible, you're devoted to it, the easier it's going to be to show up and be yourself. Others are here to declare and say, this is where we're going. Who's with me? Manifestors, I'm looking at you. Hell yes, let's go on the train now. This is where we're going. Others are meant to be guides, projectors. I'm looking at you. You are here to come in and share your wisdom and give that little air of mystique. Like, what is she? She has something. There's just something about her I need to know. A little mystery with the projectors. And reflectors are really meant to create the community where everyone wants to be, because they will tell you exactly what you need to hear. When people struggle with messaging, it's usually not the clarity issue. There's an energetic mismatch, I should say. Like, you're trying to show up as the everyone get on board, and you're a projector, right? You're telling people what to do. And as you probably already know, as a projector, you need that invitation to coach someone, not to share your work, but to coach someone. So if you show up to a room and be like, hey guys, get on board. This is where we're going. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It feels a little bit like, what is she doing? I don't understand. Where a manifester can, quote unquote, get away with that. That's their energy. It's how they're meant to move. So understanding how your human design type works. I have tons of videos on this channel talking all about the different types in more depth. Go check those out. Okay, number 2 is your throat center. This one, I think, is probably, out of all 4, number 1. But it is the first thing that I look at. If you show me your chart, that is where my eyes are going to, is what is your throat center saying? This determines how your words land. So whether it's defined or undefined, what are your channels? What are the gates that you have lit up? All of that is basically puzzle pieces to understanding how you and your voice feel the most natural and how your words want to land. So a defined throat is going to be very consistent with one way, maybe 2 if you have more than one channel, ways of speaking. And understanding which channel you have to your throat is the important piece of that. So understanding that, the consistency, I have the 1648, enthusiasm, mastery, talking about my work that I feel so grounded, so deeply embodied in, makes talking about my work so much easier. If I'm trying to talk about something that I haven't embodied yet, if I haven't truly go, yes, this is a truth for me, absolutely. If I'm not there yet, it feels so uncomfortable. It feels like I am over promising and under delivering. It brings up all of my shadow. So I have to, right? Understand what that channel to my throat is saying. Versus if you're undefined and that means you're white, you're absorbing all the information around you and you want to listen. If I could give you no other advice as an undefined throat, it's to listen to your audience. What are they saying? What are they like repeating back to you all the time? You're using that as information to then say, hey, I hear you saying blah, blah, blah. Let's solve that problem. I have a solution for you, right? Using their words. I think a lot of copywriters are probably undefined throats. They can take on the voice of their client. So I want you to remember that you're chameleon in your voice and it can morph and change a little bit, but ultimately you listening to your audience and to your people, your clients, and repeating back what they're saying is going to be the most helpful information out there. Okay. I also have a video on the Throat Center breaking all of this down if you want to check that out after. The third one is your sun gate. I love Sungate. And actually, it's funny because I ignored my Sungate for a really long time. Completely ignored my incarnation cross, all of it. I was like, no, that doesn't resonate, not going there. And here's why. I was actually in the shadow of it. But your Sungate, like your sun sign in astrology, is a big energy in your life. If you are ignoring this, and doing the others, you'll probably do okay. But once you put the energy of your sun gate into your messaging and flavor everything with it, holy Balzac, you guys, it's going to take off because it is so much of what you're here to do, what you're here to bring to the table, your gifts, your talents, right? Mine is gate 39. It is provoking you. It is telling you truths that you don't necessarily want to look at. Like the fact that we have to be doing our marketing in alignment, authentic to us. We have to. There is no other option anymore. There's no option to hustle your way there. There's no option to push and force your way there. All of that is falling away. I could do a whole video on 2027 and the shift, but it has to be in alignment. If last year was a struggle for you, is because you weren't doing things in alignment. That was a really hard truth for myself that I had to learn, that there were things I was doing in my business that I was pushing. And once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. And I had to provoke the crap out of myself to go, you know what? You're not doing this in alignment. You thought you were. You really thought. And this is interesting because a lot of my clients will say that. They're like, but I thought I had to do it this way. And I'm like, no, you can do it this way. And you will probably feel a hell of a lot better. I know you'll feel a lot better. And it'll feel more easeful and there's not forcing and hustling and things flow. Like that's the whole point, is things flow to us. So what is your sun gate? What is that number? Go Google it if you have to, look at books if you have to, but understand the highest expression and the shadow or the lower expression. If you are in that lower expression, that is your work to understand how to get to that higher expression. Once you're in the higher expression, then it's like infusing that energy into everything, the provoking, the truth telling. All my offers have some level of truth telling and showing you how you can do things differently, because that's my sun. Okay. The fourth and last one, this one is a goodie. It's your Mercury gate. Your Mercury gate is your mission. I have honestly never heard anyone else talking about how Mercury is your mission before. And every single chart I look at, it makes perfect sense. This is your mission. Okay. So looking at the energy of your Mercury gate, give mine as an example, gate 12, it's the channel. My mission is to help other people channel, to understand and trust and just show up as themselves and speak their truth, speak what they are meant to speak. That takes it all comes back to that. Always, every offer, the business, all of it all circulates around that Mercury gate energy. And again, looking at the high and low expression can be really, really helpful to understand, are you in the low expression? Are you in the high expression? And when you can go to the high and then infuse it into everything, it's like a no-brainer. It's where the devotion comes from. So your type determines how your message enters the space, enters the room, We're a manifestor, we're coming in the room. Your throat determines the timing and delivery, how you're showing up, kind of what's coming out, that consistency or not. Your sun infuses everything with your truth, your perspective, and your Mercury anchors it into your mission. Those are the 4 key elements of your chart that are non-negotiable, in my opinion. If you look at nothing else, those 4, and infusing those into your message, that's when your message becomes, holy crap, I just have to be around her. I don't know what she's doing. I need to work with her. Clients drop out of the sky and offers sell and feels easy to show up and talk about your work, and you're not worried or pushing or forcing for your business to work. If you loved this, definitely check out the throat episode. Next, it is going to unpack everything that goes on with the throat center. It is a lot. There's a lot going on in that little center, and that episode breaks it all down for you. If this was helpful, I would love a comment. Tell me in the comment, which one have you been ignoring? Which one are you wanting to embrace more? I love having conversations with people. Obviously, I'm a mani gen, so drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And on that note, we'll see you next week.